project, we're going to be talking about some different ways you can flow text within InDesign. To get started, you should have downloaded the Lesson 6 files from the classroom page. As always, you can have a look at the end InDesign product to see what the final product is going to look like, but we're going to start by opening the 06 Start InDesign file. If you need to, you can update the modified links. And once it's done, let's go up to File and let's do a Save As, and let's rename this one as 06 Flow Text. Keep the format as an InDesign document and click Save. And I'm going to close out the end product without saving it to get started from here. Finally, as a reminder, if you ever need to reset your workspace, you can always go up to Window. In this lesson, I'm working in the Essentials workspace, and if necessary, you may have to click Reset Essentials to put everything back into place. Let's get started by flowing some text into this little small box at the top left-hand side. So I'm going to zoom in to make it larger. Without it having anything selected, so I'm going to click on my pasteboard over here. Let's go up to File, down to Place, and inside of the 06 folder, locate the Highlights text. Under the Options menu, make sure none of these options are checked on, so no Show, Import, Replace, or Create Static Captions. With that done, we'll say Open. Remember, this is going to follow your cursor until you click inside the area you want to place it. So carefully place it inside of this box, and you can see that it fills it up. Also note when it does, it gives you some little overset text. This obviously indicates that there's not enough room for all the text that's inside of here. Let's do some formatting to place the text and to format it. I'm going to go and select my Type tool. I'm going to place my cursor at the beginning of the text right in front of the word plant, and let's go up to Edit and Select All to select all the text within there. With it all selected, inside of our Properties panel, at the very top, locate the text styles for your paragraph styles. If you click on the down arrow, this will open up everything. We can open up the body copy or the body text folder that's already pre-made for us, and let's choose the sidebar text. This will automatically format everything inside of this sidebar. Now with this done, this does fix our overset text, but let's take it a step farther. If we wanted to add more text to this document, so for instance, I'm going to place my cursor right at the beginning of the word plant, and I'm going to type in all caps, peas, comma, please. I'm going to hit return, and that'll put it on its own separate line. If we start adding more text to this, it's not going to change the size of our text box. What we want to do now is to automatically, let's zoom back out, automatically resize the text box for whenever we add more text to it. To do this, let's go up to our Object menu and choose Text Frame Options. Inside of the Text Frame Options, you can have Preview turned on. Let's choose Auto Size. With the text frame still selected, you can turn Auto Sizing to affect only the height. And in our case, we only want it to affect the height of it moving downward. So clicking on this top center one will automatically adjust the height of it. And you can see how it adds more to the bottom from here. With this done, we can say OK, and that'll affect it. So now no matter what I type inside of here, it'll automatically readjust the height of that text box. Let's zoom back out by going up to View, and let's fit the spread to our view. On the right hand side, we have two text frames that we want to flow some text into. Without having anything selected, so I'm clicking on my pasteboard, let's go up to File and down to Place, locate the Peas document, and make sure Replace Selected Item is checked on this time. Again, if you can't find these options, you can click on the Show or Hide Options button to see them. If you click Open, let's click in this first text box on the left-hand side, and you can see that there's some overset text that wants to flow out of it. To do this, of course, we can click on the little plus sign down at the bottom. And this time, hold down the Option key if you're on a Mac or the Alt key if you're on a Windows computer when you click inside this second text box. This will also flow the text, but it will keep it connected to your cursor so we can place it elsewhere. Let's go to the second spread. So I'm going to scroll down to this second page. And you can see, whoops, there we go. You can see there's a couple of empty double columns here. This time, hold down the Option key and carefully click at the corner of where your margins meet. This will automatically create a text box that fills that column, and then click Option and click on the second column to create a second one here. Now if text is still following your cursor, you can always hit the Escape key, and that will automatically stop the flow from there. Now we still have some overflow text, and let's flow it into these last two columns on this side. Before we do anything, let's go over and grab our Type tool one more time. And with our Type tool, I'm going to click carefully where the two corners meet and drag. And while I'm still holding down my mouse key, I'm going to hit the right arrow key on my keyboard once. You can see that this will automatically create two text frames now, and I can click and drag to the bottom right hand corner, and automatically it creates those two frames. Let's link up the text from this frame into this frame. To do this, grab your selection tool, the black arrow. Again, select this frame and click on the plus sign, then click inside of here. You can see by doing the two frames, these are automatically selected and they also are automatically linked up. Let me show you one other way we can flow the text automatically without having a text box created ahead of time. One more time with your selection tool, carefully click on the overflow text or overset text at the bottom here. This time, to go to the next spread, you can always go up to Layout and go to Next Spread, and that'll choose the next two pages. This time, in order to get it to flow automatically into an area that doesn't have a text spread, hold down the Shift key as you click on the top margin, and it will automatically create text boxes that flow into the margins on these pages. Now this time it'll do it regardless if there are graphics or anything else there. It's just following the margins. So later on we're going to have to go back and we're going to have to fix this. Let's use our selection tool and click on the two text frames on this side by holding Shift and selecting both. Then we can go up to Edit and we can clear those away. Sometimes rather than having to add more pages, you can actually reformat the text to see if we can save some space. If you haven't done so now, let's go up to File and Save and continue on.